We're about a dozen days into June, and for the first time in a very long time, the new month is actually going a little bit slow, but as slow as it can actually be, we've got some really decent new games to play lately, and here's a list of 18 newly released amazing games came out for the last week for your Android and iOS devices as well. Number 1. First of all, available in Korean, coming over in about a month in English, although you can play this one now globally. We have Closes RT New Water. This is technically an action RPG or a hack and slasher in looks, but really it's just an auto battler where you mostly control the character's skill mid-fight in a turn-based style kind of gameplay, all while going through cutscenes and conversations to figure out the story. Guys, this game is playable online since 2 days ago. It's actually downloaded almost 500,000 times. Takes down about 5 gigabytes in size. Coming up behind that from only a week ago, I think I missed on the chance to mention this one early when it was more hot when it came out. With almost 50,000 downloads as an offline action sim, here we have a game called Shark Rage. Y'all remember the PC and the console game Man-Eater about this shark taking a revenge on those who killed his family? Well, this game is precisely that, with even more gory combat, and it's a mobile exclusive. Check it out, the game's only 150 megabytes in size. It's actually free all the way. Number 3, huge surprise over here. I actually found out about this one only hours ago. As the company's first game here, we have an almost Grand Theft Auto 5 mobile game in scale and replay here from a few days ago called Grand Thief Operation. Like, you can literally fly off a plane, vehicles take on missions, and a lot of other things. It's almost a Grand Theft Auto made Driver, the classic game, you all remember that? And it's also free. The problem with this game is that it's a little bit dull and just NPCs, but the driving and flying section is dope. Check it out, it's about 500 megabytes in size. Number 4, we have Teleportal 2. Coming from the same studio who brought Teleportal 1 on the Play Store, a physics-based, well, technically all the way just a PC game Portal clone from Valve itself, but a mobile game and a little different. Teleportal 2 here is in its beta form though. It's a free game, takes down about 2 gigabytes in size, and is playable online, which is probably the only downside of the thing. It has to be played online. Moving on. Been available since June 1st as a Ubisoft original IP here, an offline game too. Here we have a game called Shark Primal. I would have to say a little bit, or maybe a head and a neck above the number 2 game we mentioned earlier, the Shark game, as for pace and speed and scale. This is actually an award-winning game that was originally released before it was taken down last year, and now back on the Play Store with a 4.8 and over 100,000 downloads already. Shark Primal is an underwater adventure, kind of like the old game Echo. Moving on, we have Street Fighter Shadow Duel. This is, first off, not a fighting game. I mean, you could probably already tell from the gameplay. or technically a one-on-one fighter, but actually a beat-em-up adventure that isn't even from Capcom or anything like that. I'm kind of sure they will change the title because of copyright infringements, but anyway, for a beat-em-up game this is actually a pretty solid, then it's about 100 megabytes only. Give it a shot. You will have to watch a couple of ads maybe. The game actually does offer a range of fighters to play with and a few stages more. Number 7, we've got here a pixel art, for the pixel art fanatics like myself, action-adventure, almost a run-and-gun game in feel, and from a few days ago called Legendary Sword. This is actually from the same creators who came up with Pitsmaker. That's a mobile just dating anime sort of nonsense sim that's downloaded over 10 million times, so you can say it's packed with support and budget, because it is also in content. I mean, I'm surprised they made a pixel art game so good these games, in graphics, and even make it free. It is legit one of the best games in the list. Number 8, from a little over a month ago, but available globally on the Play Store since a few days ago. We've got over here Nuno Spirits. It is a arcade-style adventure, somewhere a mix of Little Big Planet mobile, Fall Guys, a platformer, and a lot of minigames just thrown in for goodness. Nuno Spirits is an online game in nature, about 300 megabytes in size, quite a bit of running there, reflex-based stuff, pace, and said to be coming out to iOS by the end of the month as well. Check it out just in case you missed it. Coming up behind that, we have Zeta Prophecy. Zeta Prophecy you probably saw a glimpse of before. I've actually mentioned it before a few days ago. It has been one of the most awaited RPGs of the year since it came out. It was taken down due to some issues about 4 times or something, now finally released globally by its original developers on both platforms, and it's got a new patch too. This game is, in my opinion, one of the more graphically advanced strategy RPGs of the year, with neat customization options, real-time battles, and actual story, and over 10,000 downloads already. Number 10, from the same developers of Spike Volleyball Story, a game downloaded over 10 million times, a couple dozen other games from the same people, we have the company's newest idle RPG called The Era of Overman. It's a more of a action-oriented, better said, fighting game and an idle RPG in nature, and one that comes with quite the graphics for an idle game. It's like been around for a day now and already downloaded over 10,000 times, takes you about 300 megabytes in size, and is playable only online. It's actually free. Shimmery Saga came our way a couple of days ago and ever since been praised so much globally, even though when it's still in Chinese, that it's downloaded over 50,000 times with a 4.7 out of 5 on the Play Store already. It's such a beautifully crafted idle RPG that it doesn't even make sense how it's made by an indie developer who's made only one game before. It's a free one, of course, with in-app purchases about 500 megabytes in size and probably the smoothest character animations I've seen for a while.